the history of skincare and cosmetics is quite fundamentally linked to petrol or petroleum products. But I like to say what it is, at the end of the day it is petrol or oil. So if you think of the first mascara that was launched, it was launched by a guy whose wife, I know that we sell this stuff, so I'll tell you the fable and then tell you the reality. There was a guy in the 20s, and he lived in Kentucky, and his wife wanted to make her eyelashes more beautiful, and her name was Mabel. And he combined coal powder, Kentucky's got a lot of coal mines, coal dust, coal powder with petroleum jelly. And the magic thing that he really did was that was something that's, you know, all about to the Egyptians and stuff, you know, that's not crazy, but he found a nice way of applying it with a little brush that would separate the lashes and really coat the lashes, and that became Maybelline, Mabel's line, which is still the world's largest cosmetics company, and the Great Lash Mascara that I'm talking about is still the world's #1 cosmetics product, and it hasn't fundamentally changed since then, which is quite interesting to know. So, you know, the basis of all this stuff is because petroleum products have some interesting properties. You know, they're really good at binding stuff together, so that you can put ingredients that wouldn't naturally mix, or at least would separate. It will help them stay together. So, you know, when your shampoo is in the bottle, you don't want it to come out as the water and then all the oily stuff to come out later. But petroleum products help it all bind together and stay emulsified. It can also help with some surfactants, which will help break down. I mean, there's no surprise that a lot of detergent stuff we clean our clothes with, they also have the same stuff that's in your shampoo, your skincare, your lipstick, because it breaks stuff down. So, you know, they're quite wonderful when they found this, and I think the organic chemists who came up with this stuff, they're pretty clever people. And again, to be fair, and I guess where the moderation comes in, when we all started selling this stuff in mass quantities, which was probably from the 50s onwards, the world wasn't like it is today. There wasn't this environmental pollution everywhere. There wasn't this background level of chemicals that we are assaulted with every single day. So, in a way, putting on that which is, putting petroleum jelly or oils, or mineral oil as it's now called, which is a sort of more palatable name for it, putting mineral oil on your skin, which is the largest organ in your body, that tends to basically sit on the surface and stops that skin respiring, because 60% of respiration comes through your skin, is clearly not a smart thing to do, but we do it all the time, and we have done for a long time. Plus we ingest this product, and we know that, you know, things can get absorbed to the skin to a certain level, and some will go all the way through. So, but it wasn't that much chemical in the mix, if you like. The cocktail wasn't so thick at that point. The cocktail's thick right now. Everything has chemicals in it. It's even in our damn food, mineral oils. And so that is the problem, I think, is that when it was in isolation, you were putting a bit of coal dust and petroleum jelly on your eyelashes, plus some mineral oil on your face. Maybe it was probably not smart, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world. But if you couple it with everything else, and all the environmental pollution and product pollution we go through every single day, that's what's become a problem. So that's what's in the product, and it hasn't fundamentally changed. Although I think in the last 4 years, 5 years, through things that people like you are doing, it is changing fast. And now it's becoming mainstream, which actually is one of my worries, is because the big guys now are just saying, well, we'll take that out and we'll put something else in. But it's still chemical stuff they're putting in, generally. So it's sort of, okay, we can say no slurs, we can say no parabens, we can say none of the nasties. You see no nasties written on some big products now. It doesn't solve the overall problem, because it's replacing one kind of chemical with another chemical. So I think that's masking the issue. So it's the small guys that need to move, which is why we started.